they are a different subspecies. And we'll have blue eyes on. Probably about 4 or 5.
Is that your
Welcome back, Jeep fam. We got a pretty cool one for you guys today, and it's a little treat for the kids, especially Carl. But we are at Amber Elk Ranch in Ludington, Michigan. We're gonna go on a wagon ride. What do you want? More money? Why do you always want more money from me?
Oh, cat. I did not.
Yes, it's just a really small bobcat. It hasn't grown into his fierce self yet. Oh, go ahead, man. Go, Bentley. Thank you. So what they do here is they load you up on these wagons right here, and then they pull you around the ranch and show you stuff, teach you things about the elk and what they do here. But they also have, which is pretty cool, a petting zoo right here for the kids and the bigger kids. So you guys stay tuned. If you guys are ever gonna visit Ludington, Michigan, this is definitely one of the best places to come to see some pretty cool and monstrous bulls. I grew up here. I've been here a few times, so even for me, just to see how big these bulls really are is absolutely astonishing. Like, you can see some of the antlers right here. Like, here's one right there. That is massive. Then they have these hanging up over there, and they actually had one of their bulls just at 4 years old. He has won the, I think it's the Grand National or something like that, but he is the largest in the world, and he's only 4 years old. So he's got a few more years to get to his prime, and he's going to be massive. So we have a feeling he's going to be definitely setting the all-time record, and he's going to be very hard to beat, that's for sure. And you can see they got some more up here as well. So I'm pretty excited for this, guys. Like I said, I've been here a few times, but these guys, they've never been anything like this. They've never seen an elk in person, so they should be pretty jacked. And Carl just wants to, he just wants to pew pew at them, and I'm like, no, I can't do that to these. These are pretty expensive. But you can actually see one of the calves right here. She's right over there at the water trough drinking. So stick with us, guys. It's gonna be a good one.
Not see donkey. You cannot see a thing.
You're just gonna have to carry a step stool wherever you go. You can see some of the calves over there. Some of the cows.
Hay thing. Hey, Bill. I guess he was hungry.
Alright guys, we are loaded up on the wagon and we're gonna be taken off by, of course, the John Deere. Of course. Why wouldn't you have a John Deere? Farm all ain't gonna get you nowhere.
He's right there. He's in front.
So we're gonna be heading in, and stick with us. This is definitely going to be a fun thing for me, because I get to see your guys' reactions, because you guys have never seen elk up close, and I've already been here multiple times when I was a kid, so for me it's kind of like a normal thing. Not like a normal thing, like I don't come here every day, but I've seen them before, and I've seen them in the wild before, but now you get to see them up close and you get to feed them, which is pretty cool.
On that one. That antler looks like it's got hit.
I'll move a little closer this way.
You were supposed to stand still. Cooperate, like these guys over here.
His antler. Look.
Can't touch them, Dawson. Oh, not no more. We'll come back later in the year, okay? Or earlier in the year, I mean.
I'm just gonna ask that. How old is he? He's beautiful. Sorry, guy, can't feed you.
Probably our biggest one of our biggest non-breeding. Yes, it does. The flopping part. Not big enough.
He's not big enough?
Are
those guys bigger than him?
Might be like a backup breeder this year in case one of them gets hurt or can't perform. Because our backup breeder last year.
So this guy right here, his name is Woody. He's 5 years old, and he is absolutely incredible.
If he doesn't get sold before the breeding season, he might be a backup. If he does, there's a bull in there that
There's no nerves left. They died the minute the blood flow stopped. And you can see he's scabbed up.
You can hear one of the cows over there calling.
That's just like, that's bone. It's
like having a broken bone. They don't cry out in pain. That's a calf.
You can hear the calf over there?
Hey, turn around, turn around,
And the
turn around.
cows make the same sound like people. And the bulls maintain ability to make noises. So they can still make that sound.
Wait for him to get real close and
They
then go, this is
got
my family.
Say that again. Those antlers look.
You like kittens. You just heard that. They can growl like a big dog. And they can bark like a big dog. And they can roar.
Deer.
624 and 624. And they have some other sounds. They're very content. I call it happy.
The raccoons are
Happy
like
just to sit.
I'll change arms.
Belchy, lumen,
You can get down and stay right here.
sound.
Now,
They just lay in the breeze.
now you said that they roar. Do they roar like a red stag would, or?
Exact same.
Okay.
And these are the same species as the red stag, but they are a different subspecies. And I think in Europe there are probably 8 subspecies of stag, and here in North America there are 4 subspecies of elk left. But elk and stag are the same animals. Reindeer and caribou are the same animal, just on different continents.
Question. Have you ever been like hit by one of these or?
Yes, it hurts. And underneath, one of the reasons we ask you not to touch them is underneath that velvet, these antlers are now hard and sharp. They're all done growing. These points are sharp under here. And when they come up the wagon, like you're seeing him clean up grain from feeding the cows on the last tour, and you get 2 or 3 of them here, and they're now jostling for position. So they're tossing their heads around. Well, if their head is going 6 miles an hour, their antler tips are going about 30. And now I've got 6 people doing this. This is a recipe for disaster. So we just ask you to keep your head and neck inside the vertical rails and just don't touch them for a while. And this guy is pretty tractable and docile. They spend the summer just like this. Ferdinand the bull. I want to smell the flowers, chew my cud, feel the breeze. And
That's nice.
but it's right about now, we're on the new moon, and the next full moon, I believe the full moon of last of August is going to be when they begin their rut. So there's going to be a profound personality change in them in the next 2 weeks.
They're
And
gonna be more mean.
I said they were unpredictably belligerent because they can go from 0 to raging bull, and it's, you don't get any warning. It's not like they send out a broadcast that says, I think I'm going to be in a bad mood now. They just all of a sudden are. And these guys are still laying together, they're touching one another. Then that's telling me that their testosterone level isn't jumped yet. And when they start to become aloof, and they're 10 or more feet apart from one another, that's a sign that change is coming. And looking to the paddock to the north, I think there's 15 or 16 bulls in here,
There you go.
and there's 17 bulls in there. I think we've got 33 young bulls that are all culls. These are all going to be sold because they didn't make the grade as breeders. They weren't big enough. And so some will go to other breeders, some will go as a sire for somebody that's just raising animals for meat and leather. And most of these will be sold as trophies for hunting ranches.
Oh wow.
Now, when you guys get further in the year, once they start to rut, do you guys remove the antlers?
Yes.
So, okay, so they don't injure each other?
We have to wait until the velvet dies.
Yep.
Otherwise, they could go into shock from having that antler cut off when they're in velvet.
Mhm.
I mean, this guy he's feeling that every time it jiggles. And
Yeah.
it's hurting him. Because the nerve tissue in that velvet's still alive. And see how careful he's being not to bump his antler? He
Yeah.
can tell where that tire is. He can feel it through the antler velvet.
Do you know what happened to this antler?
You know, caught in the fence, kicked, bumped by, got on a manger or a food bunk, and hard to tell. All I know is that it's broken. He'll be fine, and he's just got to recover. And earlier in the year when you're in here, they're all at the wagon eating out of your hand, and you can, same way you caress a horse, you can cup your hands and roll it over their eyeballs. They all have a spot between their antler poles, right on top of their head. They cannot get them up in there. And flies bite them. And Woody, in particular, wherever Woody went, he's at the back on your side now. He came to me as a year. Salted up their flies. They're being sold. They didn't that much antler on flies or vegetables out. A couple of things to tell you about the juvies. When you bought your ticket, you saw a photograph of a huge bull. They're around something like they'll run on the fence because it's right behind where they were dying. That was Frank. It feels like it's like a scab. One of Frankie's grandsons is right there, a 2-year-old. If you look in his eyes, you'll see ghost heavens. If you look right behind their eyes, it takes almost 6 generations for us to get. I'm in the area. You better watch out. So that they're trying to get that odor out. There's a couple bull fences in this. If they really wanted to rub their antlers. So like I said, well, we'll have blue eyes on. Probably about 4 or 5 years. They'll also get off each other. Always got a lot of protein in it. And they'll walk by and grab a snack. We don't find much of their things in here. We do is like small pieces. They all look like zombies.
We don't have these at home.
And
We live here, dude. We live 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
We literally come here almost every day. Not to the Amber Elk Ranch, but to Ludington.
and kicking and pinching and to see who's going to be the boss cow.
Yeah.
No nonsense animal. Hey Evan, can you make sure he gets up when I start this engine? We're going to move. Yeah. He's laying right. He's underneath the wheels. Hey, come on. Get up. Take your hat off to wave it at him.
Supposed to do something?
Get up, bro. Just sit up. Come on, buddy. Here, buddy. He's like, what do you want?
I'd be happy with stumbling upon any of these in Colorado or Montana. Say bye, elk. See the geese?
The elk.
That is a massive bull. Jeez.
Arms in. Put hands in. Arms in.
That guy looks like he got hurt right there.
That's the velvet coming off. That's his antler underneath.
No, we can't beat them, so this is as good a place to get you close to him as any. That's one of Mr. Northrup's prize 2-year-olds back there. He's very impressive as a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And this one that didn't want to move, he's a 4-year-old. His name is Cool Beans. And that one that's going towards the gate right now is a 6-year-old. His name is Stud. And then the one with the basket base rack and the red ear tag in his right ear, his name is Perfect. He's 5 years old. And then way beyond him with the long main beams is a 7-year-old named Evening. And this is another impressive 2-year-old right here with the double drop tines.
Wow.
Now, if you're a hunter and you're out scouting and you're looking at elk and you're trying to determine on a single elk, how old is that elk? The first thing you look at is the base of their antler. And you look at that 2-year-old and his antlers look like they're on a furry stalk coming up out of his head. And you look at Stud right there and that stalk is gone. His head is matured and his skull has grown right up and absorbed that stalk. And if you take a good look at the yearlings, their stalk is very pronounced with those spike horns on it. And the other thing you can look for through a scope or binoculars is the spot between their eyes and their antlers. In a young bull, like a 2-year-old, they've got a dish face, almost like an Arab horse. And in these yearlings that are in there, 4 of them, they all have a Roman nose right there. There's a bump instead of a dish.
God.
Because their skulls have matured and enlarged. Can you see his stalk's pretty clear?
Mm-hmm.
And you see that dish up on his forehead? And then if you get a good look at one of the mature bulls, there's no dish there. There's a big prominence there, a bump. Stalk's
There's
pretty clear.
a little nub on the front, on this guy. Does it have to do with his age?
Probably not. I gotta see it. Oh no, those are just stickers. That's an extra eye guard. In a white-tailed deer, those are called brow tines or double brow tines. And then G1, G2, G3. Well, in an elk, they're called eye guards, and then dagger 1, dagger 2, dagger 3, dagger 4. For obvious reasons, they're called daggers. And some of his daggers are 15 inches long. He's only 2. Now next year, his antlers will be bigger, but they'll follow the same pattern. And they'll get bigger every year until he's 7 or 8, and they'll get smaller every year until death.
So if he was going to be sold, he'd be sold at his peak usually, or just before?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be sold, and that's why he's here.
Yeah.
I think the floss is really high on that elk. Same with the other 2-year-old, or they wouldn't even be in here.
Oh.
And I think he saw them sprout, and he was 2 years old, and he went, wow. And Cool Beans over there against the fence was North America's #1 yearling for antler.
Oh wow.
He was North America's #2 for antler, 2-year-old. And last year he won North America 3-year-old antler set. Now those antlers are not as big as his 3-year-old set, 7-year-old, so we're not sure what happened to him last winter. It's the winter nutrition that determines that it's going to start. And these
rabbit.
Hold on, just a minute. I'm gonna take a picture.
Look
Leaving a breeding
You don't-
pool
you
in
don't
the
wanna hear
antler
your
is
whining.
best for trouble with the cows first, and second for us. And they don't need antlers to be able to breed. And there's so much less of a danger to handle if they don't have antlers.
Oh yeah. Especially if there's a medical issue where you gotta get in pretty quick.
Same for those cull bulls. Any bull that he's keeping through the winter goes in the shed and gets sheared. And the antlered bulls you'd see here in late October or probably August, that's sold. It's a couple of antler just to show perspective of what is your flesh look like. You can do so much with video or still see the other one. The live tour is real nice, but these are probably the biggest two. These guys are just like those cull bulls. They're more aloof because they've been sires, and once they've been sires, they care less and less about interacting. It's been my observation. Those are going to be the two-year-olds that come right in your old rabbits.
So those bulls have not made babies?
Never. So in the rut, they become particularly antsy, which is another reason I love their antlers, because they are hearing and seeing and smelling. So, can you imagine the level of anxiety in that sound?
No.
So now when you guys
Do you hear that? Sing it.
I might have. That's why I turned the mic this way.
My animal behavior professor in college, 2-year-old, and he said I'm full of manure for telling you that these are not but they think, they reason, and they have emotions. They get sad, they get happy, they get angry. They get recalcitrant, they get real stubborn, sometimes especially beans. The minute he thinks you want him to do something,
Now when you guys remove the antlers, do you guys keep the antlers in as a record book? You don't sell any of the antlers at all?
Measures everything before it comes off. And then they go into a squeeze chute, hydraulic mobilization chute.
Yeah.
And then the right side antler gets tied off tight to a steel post in the barn. And then the vet examines them. The farrier is there in case they need footwork. They get wormed, they get vaccinated, they get any vitamins or antibiotics they might need. And then the left free antler comes off. Sawzall. Plug in 110 sawzall. And then when he cuts off the right antler, the animal's free with his head again. And they pout for about 10 days. They don't like it. And I know they can't feel it. It's like cutting your hair or your fingernails. They feel the vibration of the saw, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But they sulk. It's
Like cutting all your hair out.
yeah, like being
You'd be pretty
punished. You're grounded.
That's probably what they feel like.
And, those perfect antlers are probably close to 100 pounds. Beans is probably over 50 on the right, probably about 40 on the left. Peacemaker is probably 37, 38 pounds on each side. And they're going to lose weight when the velvet comes off. It's fall like perfect. It's got more than a gallon of blood. A gallon of blood weighs 9 pounds. So, he's going to be 9 pounds. Why when he shouldn't velvet, he probably was none. I could be here earlier in the summer when the bulls come really close. When you're getting the light right, they're right up to the light. You're getting to see the iron.
Mm-hmm.
Velvet.
I'll eat that.
They don't taste like venison, but they also taste like
And those are big air. The wind blows through there with all the blood up there, regulate your body. Until now, when the velvet is ready to die in hot year. So why would they get cranky?
Yeah.
said there's a reservation for 4:30, and she's gonna have them go at 5. But she called them and they didn't answer 2 times.
What time is it right now?
4:40.
We gotta go. Take you to Cal Bend next.
Come here, Bubba. Sit down.
Evan, we'll try that.
Can you sit down with mommy?
3-gate turn here, Evan. We'll go right back where we know those cows will eat. Okay.
Are you still rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Space on my phone. 128 gigabytes.
Your phone only has 128. It's supposed to be 500. Mm. You see the elk?
Let me go, get out of the way.
How do you get me?
These girls want you to feed them. But do me a favor and take that rear bucket and put it up in the center of the barn here. She can get in there and get that. Steel bucket.
Carl.
Right there. You just take a handful of grain like this. If she wants you to feed her, don't pet her. She's not a dog.
And go feed her.
This is Betty. She's 20.
Over here, boys.
Oh, right here, Carl.
Carl, right here, bub.
Oh, underneath. You have to go underneath. Underneath.
Now, if you'd like to
No, hold it. Hold it.
take a big scoop of grain like this and put it right on the floor where she's licking. And she's standing there.
What do you think about that?
Back up and kneel down next to
Get
her.
some more. Get some more.
Not where there's a crack in the floor though. Just where there's a solid floor. They had to put a double scoop of grain like this.
More?
Put it right down in front of her. Come here. Back up to the rail. Back up right here. Turn around and look at your dad. And you get on this side. Turn around. No, turn around and look at your dad. Now let mom take your picture. Kneel down. Kneel down. She's not gonna hurt you. Better give her some more grain or she'll leave.
More.
Okay, next group for the photo op.
Yeah, get up there, boys. I don't.
Come on, guys. Come on up here.
Carl, you want to go take a picture? Go over there with the elk, right there.
eat so fast.
Kneel down.
I have no more space on my phone, so well.
Good thing Dad's got the GoPro.
Yeah.
Here. I got plenty of room in mine.
Okay, cheese, look at me.
Jeez.
Carl, look at Mama.
Carl.
Oh, finally. Okay.
Yes, those are all
Okay.
yearlings. There's heifers in there with the young bulls. And they don't know that yet.
Oh, what's more food? What's more food? Okay.
I'm sure that they've got all the mechanics.
Oh, you got some more for us?
They will be separated. Keep very
You gotta get more, okay. Get some more. Yep, it just saved my favorite.
Some food. Don't be scared.
More. These things have a big appetite.
That's the second time this year I've seen a calf take grain from a hen. They don't know to do it.
You gotta get closer, Carl. Oh gosh. This is a booty.
Keep the water where you knew where it is, because it just falls out of the way. Give it to Betty. Give it to her if she wants it. Try not to spill it. Yeah. You can't bite it. You can't bite it. Yes, no upper incisions.
These are so These are so much more better than feeding a horse.
Yeah, well,
Mom, watch out.
actually horses can bite.
More.
Yeah, exactly.
More.
If Carl can do it, you can do it.
More.
Now, I spent way too much time in the bullpen, and I'm going to have people waiting for me in the parking lot, so we got about 3 more minutes here.
Here you go. You're kind of eating my. Here you go. Maybe you have some on there too and it just wants it.
You gotta feed it to her.
He's like, no, I'm just dropping it right on there. She can get it. She doesn't have one.
Hold your hand out so she can eat it.
He's like, no, I'm just giving it to her. Yeah. Goodbye. That was my favorite. Favorite elk.
Alright, that's the last little bit, Bubby.
The one out over there that had horns like.
Okay.
No, there's no more, Bub. You fed them all.
Feed you.
Can you say bye, elk? Did you like feeding them? Do you want to come back and do it again? Yeah. Look at these babies over there, huh?
That's so cool. You ready to go pet some goats? Yeah.
Did you like that? Was that cool? You want to come back and do it again? Do you want to have your own elk at the house? Shoot, me too, Doug. Me too.
I'll feed it every day.
You feed it every day? You don't feed the dog every day.
Because you never tell me to. The fence is sort of far away, but close. It's all. Go.
Goats.
Just
where you go in?
Yeah.
Or like that.
There you go. I'm gonna pet that one. Okay. Here, guys.
You going in?
Thank you. How's it going? Ow, you stepped on me. Ow, that hurt. Hey there, guys. Ow. I like that one.
You got lunch? Watch out, Dawson.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Oh, God.
alright,
Nope.
alright,
Nope.
alright.
Nope. That's the first time I've seen one of them fight. Yeah, I'm out of here. Oh, they do not like each other. I feel like now they're just walking. It's a dance. A hard dance. One girl, she was filming on Facebook a video of her new gate, came up, knocked her out. Yeah? It is? Okay.
Ready to go in the gift shop? No? Here, come on. We're gonna go in the gift shop. Okay? We're gonna go check some stuff out?
Oh.
Okay. Come on, big man. Hey, don't touch. Does it look like Max? Yeah?
That's actually. We have to There's looks like downstairs snow that's
That is so cool. There's other ones. There's a wall.
Or look, eagle. No. This is a slingshot. No.
As you can tell, Carl's still the boss. Oh no! Oh, that's probably better, huh?
They're just looking at the slingshots. Look up there.
No. Nope.
Like you, Dad.
Raccoon, yeah.
I'm wild. Whoa. That's cool. I'm wild, probably. You're a weirdo, too.
You want me to put it on you, Bubba?
My favorite thing was. No.
Dude, you guys speak up.
My favorite thing was the deer elk that had the antlers that were like basket.
The basket one?
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing, Dawson?
What about the elk? My favorite one was those two little baby ones. The baby cow.
Calves.
Oh, yeah. Which one was your favorite, Carl? Did you like the elk? Come here.
Like Kiki.
Huh?
Like Kiki.
Oh, you liked the kitty? Yeah, there's a kitty running around, huh? What about?
Oh,
Did-
there's
Did you like seeing the elk?
Didi.
Did you like feeding the elk? You like
Didi, Mommy.
I know.
Look it. Didi, Mommy.
He's out of here.
All right, G fam, that's going to conclude our little trip to the Amber Elk Ranch here in Ludington, Michigan. We are going to come back later next year, so that way we're going to be here earlier in the year, so that way we can actually feed the bulls. Right now, what he was saying earlier, I didn't get on camera unfortunately, is right now the bulls are later in the year and they're getting closer to the rut, so they're getting a little bit more unpredictable. So for the people's safety, they don't want anyone feeding the bulls by hand. And as of right now, as the year progresses and they get closer to the rut, they start to release pheromones and the glands start pumping out, because obviously the mating season's coming, so they're starting to smell pretty bad. So they said you probably won't want to touch them that much anyways. But we will be back next year, earlier in the year, so we can feed the bulls. So if you guys decide that you're going to come to Ludington, Michigan, this is definitely an amazing place to come and check out, so you can see some absolute trophy animals. And what are your thoughts?
A really good price for a family of 5. Lots to see.
Yeah, it was like what, $45 or something?
52.
52.
Accidentally charged the baby, but it's okay.
Yeah, because age 2 and under are free. So we have a family of 5, and that it's pretty cheap for us. Usually it's a lot more expensive if we go literally anywhere. So especially if we have all the kids with us, then we got 7 kids and 2 adults, and it gets pretty pricey. But that's why you got to keep looking. You got to find the cool stuff that's either free or a very reasonable price. And you can usually, since we have such a large family, we can usually get group prices, which is pretty nice. But so with that being said, guys, you guys have a good day. Get out there, see what you can find in your local area. You might have something like this as well. So you guys have a good day.